Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi. Now in today's video we're going to be unboxing and reviewing an Actionman 40th Anniversary SAS Parachute Attack figure. Now this is a set that has just come into me here, very kindly donated by Simon, and it's one I've wanted to have for a very long time. Back in the 70s and 80s when I was young and collecting Actionman, one of my favourite outfits was the SAS figure, which you can actually see here on the left. Now in 2006 a whole load of Actionman figures got re-released to celebrate the 40th anniversary, and that is the version we have here. It's all boxed, it's never been opened, so today we are going to open up this box and have a look at what you get, what the figure's like, what the costumes are like. To be honest, I haven't seen the Parachute Attack outfit in a very long time, so it's going to be great fun for me to have a go with this and see what it's like and see how it displays. So let's take a closer look at the box and then we can open it up and take a look at everything that's inside. So here we have the box. So this is the SAS key figure with the Parachute Attack outfit, and this is from the nostalgic collection for Actionman 40th Anniversary. This was released in 2006. So as I say, it's taken a fair while for me to even get one of these. Now these are pretty good recreations of the vintage figures. Some of the plastics used aren't quite the same, but the outfits are really very close to the original. In fact, a lot of my collection contains 40th Anniversary parts because there are some parts that are just very hard to find. Now this was the figure I had growing up, the SAS key figure. I don't think I ever had a boxed version of it. I had just a normal Actionman, and I bought the outfits separately, so I'm going to be looking at this for the first time. But it's this bit that is the really exciting part to me, the parachute. So that goes onto the figure. So we get the basic figure and then the parachute bit to add onto it. If we turn the box around, you can see we have a bit more information. It shows you other figures and outfits that were available in the line at the bottom there. These were made by Modeller's Loft. A bit of information generally about the Actionman figures, and these are licensed from the Hasbro group. This, as I say, has never been opened. This was very kindly sent to me in the last month by Simon. I don't think it's been opened at all. I certainly can't see any cuts to the tape, so we're going to have to cut the tape, open this up, and we'll check out each of the boxes. So let's do that and see what the figure and the outfit looks like. Right, let's get this open. So I'm just going to cut the tape carefully there. And we'll cut the tape there as well at the back. And I think this plastic insert should slide out and we can get to the two boxes. So yeah, that slides out like that. And then we have the figure, and then we have the outfit. Now I don't have any of the 40th anniversary figures in my collection. All that I have are the outfits. The figures, certainly the eagle-eye ones that I've seen, have always had a few sort of issues with them. So I'd be interested to see what this one looks like. Let's open this figure first. We can take a look at that and see how he stands and see what the uniform is like. And then we'll get the parachute outfit onto him. So we'll open this box up and we'll pull this figure out. So yeah, this hasn't been opened. So this has been in the box for, what's that, about 14 years, something like that. Maybe a bit longer. So there we go, there is the figure. We've got a whole load of bits inside as well. It's got instructions, and these are all reissues, as I say, so they're generally clearly marked, but it's quite nice to have these boxes and pieces for display purposes, because they're very nice recreations of the original artwork. I always like the artwork for Actionman. Very sort of nice sort of atmospheric images, especially actually if you look at the parachute one, you can see the guy parachuting down. I always thought they were cool. And then on the back it shows you a few more bits of Actionman in action in the various SAS outfits. Very cool indeed. So the paperwork we get instructions about how to use the sharpshooter mode and how to pose him. There is a copy of the equipment manual, so it shows you all the other things that you could get. Actually on the back there it says 2008. I must be wrong on the date. This must be a slightly later release, so this is from 2008, not 2006 as I said. And then we've got the gifts and stuff that you could send away for, these star gifts. This is a slightly different card to some of the other ones I had. With Actionman you used to collect stars that were on the side of the boxes, stick them into this and then send them away with a postal order, and you could get various things back. So we could get embroidered badges, weapons and mystery outfits. That was always a cool part of collecting Actionman. Now let's take a look at the figure, and here we have the figure in all his glory. He looks fantastic, absolutely brand new as you would expect, because this has been never opened. Comes with his gun and a grappling hook. The outfit is very close to the original one. I think you would be hard pushed to sort of spot any differences, apart from the fact it is absolutely pristine. He's got a gun there in a holster on a belt. there's a difference between the carded version and the box versions. This is something I sort of just had to look up, because this was my original one, as I said, what I had growing up, when you had the plain bulletproof vest there, and this bulletproof vest has got a lot of details on it. Actually, it turns out that the box versions always had this sort of detailing on it. It was just the carded version that came with a plainer belt like that one. Now, what I did know about the 40th anniversary figures is that the faces are very close to the original Action Man, but they do have a bit more of a startled expression to him. You can see here he's got this gas mask on it, which has the yellow eyes on it. That is something that's only on the 40th anniversary release. The plastic on the original one was clear plastic. In fact, I'll show you that figure again, so you can see he's got clear plastic goggles on. This one has the sort of yellowed plastic. And if I take that off, we can take a look at his face and see how sort of well, almost scared. It's like he's got a real shocked face to him. These are pretty close to the original figures, but that face has some sort of slight oddities to it that make him look really, really scared. I'm not sure what they did to that to make him look so odd, but it's not quite how Action Man should look. Again, I will bring in an original one so we can compare the two, but you can see he's got quite a shocked expression going on there. So here you go, we'll compare them side by side. This one here is an original Action Man head. This is the 40th anniversary version of the head, and you can see it's just, yeah, he just looks a bit shocked, a little bit surprised. I think the eyes are just a little bit wider open, which gives him that sort of startled expression. You know, it's close to being correct, but it's just not that perfect. So yeah, he does look a little bit odd. The rest of the figure seems great. I'm just going to say that face slightly lets him down. But the outfit itself that he comes with, really nice and very similar to how I remember getting Action Man back in the late 70s. So yeah, that is really nice. So here is the Parachute Attack box, and this contains the extra parts of the outfit to fit on that key figure. And as I say, the artwork on these is always lovely. It's a pretty good reproduction of the original box. It does say somewhere that it's a reproduction, or it's got little notes on it. Oh yeah, there you go. It says Hasbro 2008, used with permission and reproduction pack. So it does clearly mark it, but for display purposes these are really cool. Much the same artwork as on the key figure box. So let's open this up and we'll see what's inside. So open up the flap here, and there's another set inside. So more weapons. We've got the parachute, all of the sort of webbing and stuff, and a different hat and a different set of instructions as well. So what do the instructions say? So this shows you the assembly of the webbing. So this is where the parachute attaches to. All the bits that need to go onto the arms. We've got different helmets, as I say, and how the parachute is folded up to go on the back of him. And then a little bit of a comic strip showing Action Man in action on the back. That is very cool. And what have we got here? So we've got a different gun. We have the parachute here. We've got all of the webbing and the other bits that attach to him. We've got another jumpsuit, which is going to be the same. That does look exactly the same as the jumpsuit is on the key figure, so we don't need to change that. But then there's more webbing here, all very neat and absolutely brand new. We've got a knife there, and then we've got other bits. We've got a helmet here. So there is a flight helmet with visors that pop down, little air mask there. And then we have something here. What is that? Let me just unclip that. Oh, it's like a little sort of gauge. I guess that goes on the front of him, so you can see you know, how his altitude and that while he's falling. And then yeah, all sorts of bits. So we've got the gun there. So I'm going to put this outfit on the figure and we'll take a look at it properly. It's now about 20 minutes later. It's taken me that long to get this outfit onto the figure. It really is quite a pig of an outfit to get on. The webbing is really awkward. Getting the parachute to stay on the backpack is really awkward. We've got these tubes that go from the backpack to the front and then onto the sort of air mask. Those are really awkward because they keep wanting to sort of pop off. This front panel keeps wanting to pop off. It's just quite an awkward outfit, but once you get it on, it's really worth it because it does look absolutely fantastic. I think back when I was a child, I would have had to ask my mum or dad to help me get this outfit on, much like the Space Rangers rubber spacesuit. I got my parents to do that because it was just such an awkward outfit to get to fit on a figure, so I think I would have done the same. But it does look really nice, and it's a very good recreation of the vintage one. I think some of the plastic used is a little bit stiffer and not sort of less forgiving, which makes it a bit more awkward to get these things sort of fitted together. But the overall effect is it's really nice, and I'll just show it in sort of closer detail. So you can see we've got all of this webbing here, this little sort of breathing apparatus on the front with these tubes that come around to the mask. As you can see, those are sort of bending in a bit of awkward shape, and they do keep popping off. Every time I sort of move the head, bits of it will pop off, so they are a little bit awkward. If we turn it around, you can see the parachute I've folded up on the back. The parachute is fairly large. It does look like it will work very well. I'm not going to be doing that today because the weather's just not good enough, but check out my previous video doing the Red Devil's parachute and you'll see that they do work really quite well. It's a fairly thick parachute as well, so getting it to clip on the back here, there's an elastic band that goes from the bottom part of the backpack up to the top here. You've really got to stretch that band to get it to stay on. So again, that's the sort of job I would have asked my parents to do as a child. But the overall effect, it's really very nice. It's a very good looking figure, and I'm going to certainly have to sort this out and put it on display in my collection. Because of the weight of the parachute, he doesn't tend to want to stand up particularly well. You have to sort of stand him a little bit awkwardly, or get a figure stand, which is what I will do with this one. I've got some 12-inch figure stands that I'll use to hold it up, because the parachute, the weight of that wants to make him fall over. And it seems on these 40th anniversary figures, the limbs are fairly loose. They don't have much stiffness to the joints. So he's got particularly loose legs, so if I let go of him he will fall over. I'm just about balancing him there so we can get to see him. But yeah, the overall effect is really very nice. It may be that I swap out for a vintage figure which has stiffer limbs, but he does look pretty cool. So this is certainly one I'm going to be adding to my collection. The most tricky part of putting this outfit on is certainly this parachute section, just because the parachute is so large and it's sort of quite awkwardly held on, as I showed you with this elastic band. The elastic band has to hook over a post here. So if I unhook this band, which again is probably going to be fairly tricky just because there's not a lot of space, yeah, it's going to be actually really awkward to unhook that. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. So I think a child doing this would have great trouble. You've got to sort of hook your finger round. Do you know what? I don't think I can do that. I'm going to have to get a screwdriver or something. It's really awkward. Now that I've hooked this on, unhooking it, yeah, it's really going to be a tricky job. The peg, as you can see, is just about there, and it's quite a thick band. It's more of an O-ring than an elastic band. So let's try and unhook that. Now, I'm definitely not going to be able to do that without a screwdriver. So let me just grab a screwdriver and we'll see if we can actually unhook this so I can show you the parachute. Okay, so now I have a screwdriver. I'm hopefully going to be able to hook that under there and prise the elastic band off. There we go. Now I've unhooked it, you can see that we can get this parachute off, and it's very long. So we've got these very long strings here, well, they're sort of rubberized, sort of bits of plastic really. And then you've got the parachute, which is really quite huge. If I sort of start to unfold it, you'll see how large this parachute is. Each of these little sort of plastic strings here has to snap onto a little hook mechanism there. That's quite difficult as well. The rubber used is fairly thick, so it took me quite a while to pop all of these on. Again, I ended up using a screwdriver to sort of pop these all on. But so as you can see, it's quite a large thing. We've got a large parachute, lots of wires and strings that go onto the back, and then this fairly awkward mechanism to hook it in place, which is an O-ring just sort of tied around the bottom of it. Maybe the original one wasn't done like this, but I haven't got an original one to compare it to. So this just seems a fairly awkward way of doing it. It does work, but I don't think a child would be able to do this. So it's a good job these are aimed at collectors now. So us collectors can have the sort of the hassle and stress of trying to put these things together. But it can be done. It's just a little bit harder than I imagined it would be when I started sort of putting this outfit on. And as you can see, as I'm sort of messing about with this bit at the front keeps unclipping as well. It's a bit sort of unsatisfactory that it just doesn't want to clip in place. These plastic clips don't seem to sort of have enough grip to them to actually hold it in place. Might be something that I could redesign and make that hold on a little bit better, but you can see that keeps popping off and the pipes keep popping off. So it just becomes a little bit frustrating. It's funny how certain outfits and certain figures sort of stick in your memory from childhood. And when I started collecting Action Man again, there were only a couple of outfits I wanted to get. One was the SAS outfit that you see here on the left, because I really remembered having that as a child. The other was the Space Rangers. Again, I'd had such great fun playing with the Space Rangers, so I had to get one of those. And it's just nice to see these again. So this is a 40th anniversary one. They're still relatively easy to find. I think prices on all Action Man are going up and up and up, especially vintage stuff, but some of the 40th anniversary reissues are still sort of to be found at reasonable prices, and compared to finding an original version of this outfit, you'll pay considerably less. So it's well worth checking out the 40th anniversaries of all of the Action Man outfits, because they're considerably cheaper than the vintage originals, and they do a very good job and they display very nicely. So I do need to say a massive thank you to Simon, who very kindly sent this in. It's a marvellous donation, and really thank you for sending it. It's going to look absolutely fantastic on display here with my other SAS Action Man outfits that I have. So thanks for sending that over. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to check out some of my other Action Man videos and projects. I've done all sorts of customs and restorations on them over the years. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.